Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shannon Show. As you can tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video, this is my Book Tag Tuesdays video for July 2025, and in honor of Anime Expo and me not going, I figured, I think I may have done this last year, I don't quite remember, but this is the All Kinds of Heroes manga tag. I also have, just to show off my drink for today, it's a tangerine and cherry iced tea. The ice already melted. I added a little bit of sugar and lemon honey to it, and it's really good. So there's one where I don't have an answer to, and then there's 3 of them where I give the same answer just because I feel like, for me at least, that answer best fit the book, or the hero best fits that prompt. And then I do include some manhwa in this as well, just because I figured why not include them, show them off a little bit, and give them some attention. So what better time? And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 prompts to this, 10 answers. And I'll go over this again at the end of this video, but I'm tagging anyone and everyone who wants to do this. Do it in a comment down below, or do it in your own video. I'd love to know what your answers are for these prompts, and maybe even get some recommendations based on the ones I'm giving here. But with all that said, let's get into this video. So the first prompt is, in the shadows, a quiet hero who is more in the shadows than in the spotlight. And for me, the first hero was Maomao from, I feel like I'm saying that wrong, from the Apothecary Diaries, and she's definitely more quiet. She kind of gets put in the spotlight because of what she ends up needing to do, but she's definitely more in the shadows type than in the spotlight type, and that's what she prefers. So this one for sure. I've only read the first 4 volumes, but I really like it. I know I really need to continue it. It's just, there's been a lot going on. So the next prompt, I have 2 answers for the next prompt, just because I did kind of want to buffer this out a little bit. But the prompt is, I'm no hero, a hero who doesn't acknowledge being one. And the first one that I thought of, like my main answer for this, was the Inuyasha crew, like specifically Inuyasha himself, but like that crew in general, like none of them really acknowledge being the hero, just because it doesn't come to play in any of their personal character arcs or the story arc as a whole. It doesn't really come into play that they need to acknowledge being the hero, and it's more so that this group is like the main group going after Naraku. So it is what it is. And then the second book, the second manga that I have as an answer for this, is specifically Laios in Delicious in Dungeon. Like, I'm only at, like, I have the first 3 volumes and then the World Guide. I've only read the first 2. At the time that I'm recording this, I do plan to do like a manhwa reading vlog. But at the time I'm recording this, I've only read the first 2, and I'm also basing it off the anime. Like, Laios never really says, like, I don't want to be the hero, or I want to be the hero. Like, he never says it one way or the other, but you get the impression just based off of his character. Like, he kind of doesn't want to be the hero. He's just out to save his sister, though. Like, that's his only thing. And he does say at one point, at least in the anime, the first season, he does say, like, look, if I end up getting like the big goal that everyone's talking about, then I'll try to make the best decisions, but that's not my main thing here. So that was definitely also fits that. And then the next prompt is Weak in the Knees, a Swoonworthy hero. And I feel like this one might be kind of obvious, but at least for me, the main one that I can think of, at least with recent manhwa I've read, is The Windmaster, I'm blanking on how to pronounce our name, but like, he's not like a main character, but like, I love the Windmaster so much. And it's like, and the reason why I'm not entirely sure about the Windmaster's name is because I watched it in the original Mandarin, and sometimes it's hard to pick up the names specifically. But yeah, this is what we're going. But Windmaster, also Huacheng, like both of them perfect, and also the Earthmaster. So that's what we're going with here. And then the next prompt is hate to love, a hero you disliked in the beginning but loved by the end. I don't really have one that I can really think of right off the top of my head, because most of the manga that I've read, I've loved the main hero or have been okay with them. Yeah, I can't really think of anyone that I've disliked or hated for the main hero. So that was that one. And then the next prompt is inspired to action, a hero who's inspired you to want to make a difference in the real world. This one's like a little bit of a cheesy prompt, but I like it because, you know, it's manga and we all had our cheesy manga era. But I'm going to refer back to Heaven Official's Blessing, specifically Ji Liang. Like, he's a precious baby. We love him. And it's like, yes, I only wish I could live up to Ji Liang. Probably not gonna happen though. And then the next prompt is only one can win, a hero in a love triangle you wanted to win the girl's heart. At first I didn't quite have an answer for this until I remembered one of my favorite, partly nostalgic and also just partly pretty solid storyline for manga and anime, and that is Magic Knight Rebirth. I'm not showing the first volume like I did with the others, and for me it's more so in the second season and like the second part of the manga and the second season of the anime. But you get like a big hinting that Ascot likes Umi, and then maybe even Clef, and it's like, honestly, I wouldn't have minded either to get with Umi, because she's the only one who doesn't really end up with someone specific by the end, where like Hikaru is with Lantis, and then spoilers, and then spoilers for season 2 with Hikaru ending with Lantis, and then Fu is with Furio. That's more season 1 spoilery. But like with Umi, which like I love that she doesn't really end up with someone specific, I love that, but at the same time I'm like, I wouldn't have minded either Ascot or Clef for my girl. And the thing is too, another thing with Magic Knight Rebirth is that there was like the photo, like they had like a illustrated collection, and this is like specifically the 25th anniversary one, but there was like a page where they're in wedding dresses. Let me see if I can find it. But there is, like I was saying, I had to step away for a second, but there is a picture of them in the wedding dresses, and like it's all 3 of them. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Because I remember this distinctly. I remember having like conversations with a couple of people like when I was younger. I think I was leaning more for Ascot when I was younger, but like at this point I wouldn't have minded either. So let's see. Maybe it's closer to the beginning. I don't know. I'm just trying to find it because it's like, it's such, the fact that they did all this extra imagery for it. Hikaru, Umi, Fu. I don't think it was that one. But there was also this one. It's not this one specifically. They're in white dresses with like accents of their colors. Okay. I have like this image like ingrained in my brain, which is why I'm trying to find it to show. Okay, maybe it's not in this one, and maybe it's in the part 2 of the manga one for the 75th anniversary, which I do not have yet. Yeah, it's not in this one, but yeah, I really wish Umi had ended up with one of them, but again, I'm perfectly happy at the same time that it wasn't clear that she ended up with someone. But anyway, moving on, the next prompt is Otherworldly, a hero who's from another world compared to the MC or the side characters. And again, I'm falling back on Heaven Official's blessing. And if you look at like Huachong and Jiliang, like 2 different worlds. Like heaven, how like, I'm not going to say much more, but well, not really hell, but like the demon world. And basically like this world's equivalent to heaven. So both from other worlds from each other, which I love it. And then the next prompt is I'll think about it. Reluctant hero to walk the path asked or required of them. And the first ones that came to mind for me were Toa and Setsuna and their cousin Mohora from Yashahime, basically like following the next generation after Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, following their kids. So it's like they were kind of reluctant about it at first. Especially because like they're just finding each other and figuring out their pasts based on like what happened in between Inuyasha and then the present time for these guys. So this is the first one I thought of. So no danger for you. The next prompt is no danger for you, a hero you want to protect at all costs. And for me, that is Navier from The Remarried Empress. Like, I will not shut up about this series. And I know I could be way more caught up than the manhwa graphic novels because of like the web, I think it's on Webtoon. But as like, I don't know what it is about like reading on a phone or on a screen. Like, it hasn't been working for me lately. But I want to protect her at all costs. I want to protect Henry at all costs. Like, I love them so much. And then the next and final prompt is not always kind, a hero who is rough around the edges. And I feel like this one's kind of a classic for that trope, where it's like hard exterior, rough around the edges, heart of gold, big old softy on the inside. Kyo, Yuki and Kyo, but more so Kyo from Fruits Baskets. And honestly, I love this. I still need to watch as at the moment that I'm recording this, I still need to watch the more recent adaptation of manga. I just don't know if I can handle that right now. We'll see, but definitely Kyo. So that is the end of this video. Again, I am tagging anyone and everyone who wants to do this. You can do it down below in a comment or do your own video. I would love to know your answers because, like I said at the beginning, any recommendations for manga I can get now that I'm kind of re-entering my manga era again, I'll take. So with all that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.